and TV show streams going live on YouTube, streaming live on YouTube. I am using the Big Ten app to stream past events. Maybe I gotta change it to front camera, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to see the TV. Okay.
Day 3 of the 2020 Big Ten Men's Swimming and Diving Championships here at Councilman Billingsley Aquatic Center. Hello and welcome into the BTN Plus broadcast. I'm Maxwell Glenn alongside Will Trubshaw and Michaela Dumsney and Lexi Vanetti, who will be hearing from later on, and Will Trubshaw as well. Now, there's been a busy day so far. We've seen some great prelim times. We'll get to see those momentarily on the monitor. And now, tonight's slate will feature the 100 fly, the 400 IM, the 200 free, the 100 breast, the 100 back, the 3-meter diving, and 2 free relay. Now let's take a look at those standings. Michigan in first with 555 points, Ohio State with 401, and Indiana in third with 397. A busy day, guys, as I just mentioned. Now, what can we look forward to heading into this one?
Well, you know what? There are going to be some fun events there. Take a look at some of the highlights. One of the ones that was my favorite from this morning, getting to be here, the 100 breaststroke. Phenomenal competition all the way through, but even better, the 100 fly. There are some competitors in this side. Brendan Burns for IU, Bruno Blaskovich, Van Matthias, MJ Mao. I mean, there are some guys just flying out there, really all around too. And the diving, especially entertaining.
Absolutely, we've seen some great times, alluding to a very exciting finals schedule up here. Michaela, you've been here this week too. Have you seen anything to look forward to tonight?
I think what's going to be interesting tonight, obviously Will touched on it a little bit, the backstroke, the 3 out of 4 IU from today made it into tonight's finals, so that's going to be exciting for IU being at home. So we'll see what happens, and obviously Willie King herself is in the building supporting IU, so that's pretty cool that she's here, but we'll see how it all pans out. IU has some catching up to do on those points.
It's been a great day here, and we have quite a few fans here in the stands representing every school. It's going to be a loud one today, as it has been all week. And we'll talk a little bit about the diving, how important that is going into today in the finals, getting all those crucial points.
Well, I mean, you know, it's a fact. Yesterday in the 1-meter finals, that's what helped Ohio State leapfrog IU in the stands. Ohio State won the 1-meter dive, 51 points to Michigan's 32. That's what they've got 401 points right now. IU is 397. IU in the 1-meter dive, 9 points total to 10. Things might be a little different here, thanks to Maury Gould, who made the final. I mean, he was fantastic for third. This final for guys absolutely stacked. You've got Greg Duncan, Lyle Yost, and Ross Todd. All 3 of them medaled in the 1-meter, and they're back in the final. I would not be surprised in the least if they medal again.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. And Michaela, I'll toss it to you. We've seen the rankings here, and you mentioned them, Will, with Ohio State moving up a little bit. This isn't quite what we expected to see this at this point during the meet.
No, definitely not. From everything everyone's obviously seen leading up to this championship, everyone thought it was going to be a battle to the end between Michigan and Hoosiers, but so far they're sitting in third, and you know Ohio State's sitting up there, and that's definitely exciting for them. So it'll be good to see how it pans out. It's definitely not what everyone expected.
Yeah, and we're waiting here with some last-minute adjustments to the pool, with personnel changing out the flags. Now we got warm-ups here. The first race will be the 100-yard butterfly. It'll be the C final. Get to those lane assignments in a minute here as we get ready. This pool is still getting prepped. Now, guys, is there any for this specific matchup? This will be a fast one for sure. We've seen times in the 46 range through the A and B finals, so it's sure to be a good one.
Yeah, indeed. Again, you look to Bruno Blaskovich on Thursday, set the record for IU in the 50. 18.96, that was the pool record in prelim, and the 4th fastest in Big Ten history. Not to mention, he's the first Hoosier to win a 50 gold since Sam Krasowski in 1996.
Wow. Long time.
And he also, I mean, too, Plaskovic, he anchored the gold 400 medley. I mean, this guy's been all over the place. He's in that A heat. He looked really good. You know, so is Brendan Burns. But I can't rule out either Miles Smaklo for Michigan. I mean, this A heat final for the 100 fly is going to be absolutely stacked. I'm excited to see this one. It was fun to watch this one.
Now, as they're still preparing the pool, let's go through some lane assignments for this one. In lane 1 will be Lane Weaver from OSU, then Julius Gozniecki from PSU, then Zachary Swayzak from Penn State as well. Then in lane 4, Jonah Cooper from Ohio State. In lane 5, Michael Schwerz from Michigan State, Nathan Barsanti in lane 6 from Purdue, Alexander Martin in lane 7 from Michigan, and Taryn Gribble in lane 8 for Ohio State. Quite a few Buckeyes in there.
Yeah, you know, the Buckeyes, again, we're talking about this wasn't what we expected, but at the same time, the proof is in the pudding. They've been performing exceptionally well at the Big Ten. I think they saw an opportunity here to maybe leapfrog an IU team and down 2 Olympic swimmers for the Olympic red shirt and a bunch of seniors from last year who all graduated. You can turn the tide a little bit. Ohio State, obviously their goal to win the Big Ten title. They haven't won one since 2010.
Absolutely ready to get things going, and they're off. 5,100-yard butterfly. So through the first 25, pretty even right now, as expected in such a competitive environment. A lot of close races we've seen over the past few days.
Yeah, Jonah Cooper got the wall first, but only by a 2/10 of a second lead. It is tightly contested here. Wasn't exactly the case at the early prelims. You know, 11 in the morning guys are still kind of lifting up. A couple of the early ones a little slower, but as you can imagine, the adrenaline is pumping right now.
It looks like just in lane 4, that's Jonah Cooper just got the edge there. This one's going to be close. Cooper with just a smidge of a lead here. We're going to come into the final.
Yeah,
It looks
watch
like
Lane Cooper in the 1.
Jonah Cooper in for OSU in lane 4, placing first. In second from Michigan, Martin in lane 7, and then in lane 3, Swayzak for lane 3, Penn State. Well, that's just a little bit of a preview of what this night's going to be like, just getting closer and closer. Right now, we've heard from the 3 of us up here. Let's toss it down to the 4th member of our team, Lexi Vanetti. She's down the pool deck. Lexi, take it away.
Now, one name to look out for is Bruno Blaskovic. Earlier this morning, he scored 45.29 at prelims. Not only that, but he also has 3 gold medals coming into this championship just from the 3 days alone. So he's definitely someone to look out for in this 100-yard butterfly. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Lexi. We're about ready to set the B final off right here as they get ready to take their march.
I feel bad. I feel like I stole a little bit of Lexi's thunder talking about Bruno Blaskovic so much. But I mean, he's the man to watch.
Absolutely, and we'll see him in the next heat. Right now, Gabriel Fantoni in lane 1, Eric Getzner in lane 2, Amaro Iago Muslim in lane 3, River Wright in lane 4, Federico Berdiso in lane 5, Sergei Knetsov in lane 6, Thomas Pokinen in lane 7, and Semrede Andreas in lane 8, as they are now through the first 50, coming into the end of the 75.
Yeah, River Wright got the first touch on the second way back. We'll see who's in the lead here. It's River Wright again.
Yeah, it's looking like he's got a good little bit of a lead here. Keep an eye on lane 3 though. Muslim coming back a little bit, but it looks like he'll hang on to it. I mean, River Wright in first with a time of 46:13. In second place, Federico Berdiso with a 46:40. And in third place, Gabriel Fantoni from IU placing third.
There you go, River. Pump those fists. What a finish there. Looks strong from the get-go. And a solid finish. Again, very close here in these early heats. It's only separated by 0.3 of a second for first and second place. We saw a couple in the prelims separated by 1/100th of a second. I imagine we'll have a few more instances like that tonight.
Yes, we will, as now we are getting ready for the finals here. They're going to be introduced on the pool deck momentarily. Now to preview those, Matthew Thomas will be in lane 1 from Minnesota, Noah Lenz from OSU in lane 2, Brendan Burns from IU in lane 3, Bruno Blaskovic, someone we've talked about quite a bit already, in lane 4, Miles Smaklo in lane 5 from Michigan, Van Matthias in lane 6 from IU, from Wisconsin, Jian Mao in lane 7, and Wesley Jekyll in lane 8, also for Wisconsin, as we see our competitors make their way out to the blocks.
Well, there you go. Wisconsin leading the pack.
Something I've talked about all week long, the energy, you can just feel it in here as everyone is getting ready for this first final of the day. It's going to be an exciting one, and it's going to get loud for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it was loud at the prelims.
Oh, yeah.
People, they get in here and this is big time. This is for gold. You know, this isn't just bragging rights. This is huge.
And as we get ready, Michaela, who talked about Bruno Blaskovic, is there anyone else to keep an eye on in this one?
Oh, I definitely think, obviously, Bruno is going to be exciting. After watching him even just today, the lead that he had on everyone out there, I'd probably say Bruno is going to definitely be the one to beat in here.
I'm going to say, though, keep an eye on Miles Smocko, the senior from Michigan. The guy's sneaky fast.
Now, the Sooners will take the blocks. And they're off in the A final, the men's 100-yard butterfly. Coming through that first 25 yards, you see the increase of speed there. How much of that lap just took place underwater? This one's going to be a fast one.
These guys aren't messing around. Not even at 20 seconds yet, and they're about to hit the wall. They'll hit the wall exactly at 20 seconds.
Smocko looked like he just out-touched the one swimmer you talked about, Will, but now there is Blaskovic. Look at the way he's looking at his competition there. He is not moving his head. His eyes are only on Smocko from Michigan as they head into the final lap of the 100-yard butterfly. Blaskovic now taking a look at the left side. It's going to be close, but it looks like Smocko might be able to out-touch him. And he does. Smocko with a 45.05. In second, Bruno Blaskovic with a time of 45.44. And then coming in third, Brendan Burns with a time of 45.47. You mentioned it, Will. Sneaky pass.
You know,
I love it,
that
right?
is exactly how his prelim played out. He kind of started out a little behind, and he just turned on the jets the last couple turns around. We'll see the replay here. Look at that touch. Oh,
Set
yeah.
a cool record right there. Impressive showing from Michigan as now we're going to get ready for the 100 Butterfly Award presentation coming up shortly.
Set the record. As he finished the race, pointed to the M on his head. Hail to the victors.
I can see the medals making their way out as swimmers are going to get changed for this presentation. Now guys, we've seen a lot of different things this week with Michigan in first, Ohio State in second, Indiana in third, Wisconsin in fourth, Purdue in fifth, Penn State in sixth, Minnesota in seventh, Northwestern in eighth, and Iowa ninth, and Michigan State in 10th. Now we talked about it earlier before the meet. There's a bit of a gap between the first three teams and the lowers. What's got to happen for them to kind of bounce back into this one with just the level of competition those top three competitors are showing?
Well, you know, I think the main thing, the main thing for these teams that are a little far behind, you look at like Wisconsin, Purdue, they're down about 100 points right now. They're kind of, and well, it's hard to gain ground out. I mean, there's 2 days left. You got tonight and then tomorrow as well. A bunch of events. So ground can be made, but they got to take advantage where they have a lot of swimmers. I look to, for the next event, the 400, or rather, looking ahead a couple, you know, look at the backstroke. No one from Michigan made it for the A final. So you gotta take advantage there for any of these teams, even if you're Ohio State or Indiana or Michigan, find a way to gain some ground. It's gonna be, you gotta expect those are gonna be a battle.
And especially second and third place finishes, talk about those, getting any point is crucial.
Oh,
in this one.
absolutely.
But as we get underway here shortly, we'll have the award ceremony coming up as swimmers are getting ready for that along with their coaches. We're going to send it to break. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to the 2020 Men's Big Ten Swimming and Diving Championships here at Councilman Billingsley Aquatic Center. I'm Maxwell Glenn, joined by Will Trubshaw, Michaela Demesny, and Lexi Benetti, who will be here again from a little later on. We've got the award ceremony for the 100-yard butterfly coming up right now, and Michaela, you mentioned it, kind of representative of how this meet's been going so far.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah, and I mean, it really is. And you look at it, we were talking before the break, how important it is. If you don't get first, get as many points as close to the top as you can. IU does that with second and third place finishes there. That hurts Ohio State a little bit. You got 3 Hoosiers on the podium. I mean,
That'll help.
yeah, it'll definitely help. Gotta say though, good start so far. Pretty exciting for Smocko. Man, I had a feeling. I thought he might upset some people here, but to shave 0.5 of a second off your prelim time, and now the adrenaline was working on.
Absolutely. And what a performance he had, setting a record in the pool. Michigan now sitting in first, still sitting in first with 614 points. Indiana now with 506 points in second, and Ohio State with 455 in third. So you can see the rankings changing a little bit here, but it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, well, I mean, when it finally gets to the final side of the it's going to change all the time, especially when it's as tight at the top as it is. Not even outside of Michigan being up by so much. That battle for second place is going to be huge between IU and Ohio State. I mean, if you're IU, you won 3 straight Big Ten tournament titles. You don't want to fall all the way down to third. You're going to fight as much as you can. Try and just hang on to second, hope for a little bounce back next year. And again, 2 freshmen, or 2 redshirts for the Olympics. It's a younger team. A lot of these teams are younger, especially on the dive side, or on the dive side, like a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. So it's a growing experience. Michigan, probably the most experienced with that senior class. You see it there on that scoreboard. Again, 6-14 already for Michigan.
Yeah, losing those seniors, Indiana especially, losing quite a lot of productivity in their seniors last season. And you mentioned earlier just having different amounts of swimmers in each event. If you look ahead to the 400-yard IM, there are 4 Michigan swimmers in there and no Hoosiers. I should have 5 in there. William Roberts, can't forget about him. That's 5. That's going to be huge for Michigan heading into the final of the 2 400-yard IM.
Yeah.
Now the swimmers are getting ready to set up for the 400-yard IM. We're going to send it down to the 4th member of our team again, Lexi Vanetti. Lexi, take it away.
First event of the night, and you came out with the win. How does it feel?
Absolutely incredible to start off the session with winning from Michigan. Is awesome. We have looking really good for tonight, and hopefully we can put some more points on the board for the team.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Thank you, Lexi. Snacko putting on 32 points for Michigan. Now we're set for the 400-yard IM. In lane 1, Ryan King. Lane 2, Graham Midioki. Lane 3, Dolan Crane. Lane 4, Hayden Harlow. Lane 5, Jared Daigle. Lane 6, Bennett McDade. Lane 7, Andrew Bornstein. And lane 8, Theo Borelli. Quite a few teams represented in this one. We've got Northwestern, Wisconsin, Iowa, Penn State, Michigan, IU, and a couple more repeats in there.
Yeah, definitely. The B and C finals in this one are going to be a little more diverse, but that A final, like we were talking about, Michigan dominated. 5 guys made it from the prelim in that first round, and there were some blazing fast times for the 400 medley. And also 2 Wisconsin swimmers. They too might have a little shot at moving up there. They're in 4th now.
And at Penn State, we have one swimmer in the final, Michael Daly. If he can place high, that would be crucial for them as they sit in 7th, needing a lot of points to get back into this one. Now the swimmers will take the blocks for the first heat, the C final of the 400-yard IM. So we get ready to go here in Councilman Billingsley. And here come the swimmers out of the first turn. It looks like, might be a little too close to call right there. Everyone about in line there. It looks like in lane 4, that is Harlow coming out with just a little bit of an edge on his competition as he's able to come out here again. Just a sliver of a lead.
Yeah, just barely, but that's all you need sometimes. Hayden Harlow, that is, had the fastest prelim time in the C block, that is, 3:48, 63. Let's see if you can reprise it. That's a pretty lofty mark to get.
And we saw the 100-yard butterfly. Now tack on a 100-yard breast, 100-yard free, and 100-yard back. It's a quite a different monster to tackle.
The adjective I would use is exhausting. That is a lot of work. That's a lot of swimming. You got to be in tremendous shape for this.
Heading into the backstroke, it still looks like Penn State's Harlow is still out to a bit of a lead. Actually, in lane 2, Graham Mioki coming out from Wisconsin. They're about neck and neck right now as they head into the next leg of the backstroke. This is where you really see swimmers, where they specialize. This race, you'll see the lead changes a lot because different swimmers have their specialties in each one. So we'll see how the competition changes heading into the free, which is just all-out sprint.
And you mentioned how Graham Mioki is kind of pulled ahead here. His strength is the backstroke, as you can see. But he faded towards the end of his prelim heat. It will be interesting to see if that's the same case here.
Now, the breaststroke already losing a little bit of distance. Ryan King in lane 1 cutting down to that a little bit. In lane 4, Harlow cutting back with the breaststroke. Through the wall, though, Mioki's still in first.
He got a really good push. See look how far he got out, still under the water. This might be his to win.
Now we head into the last leg of the breaststroke portion of the race, and now Mioki and Harlow now neck and neck again. He's lost that distance he gained in the backstroke, but when it comes into the freestyle, you could see it switch up again.
Yes, the breaststroke is just so hard. If it's not your specialty, it would cost you a few seconds.
Now see Harlow pulling away. It's his stroke. You can see how long he extends to get that extra distance, and that's making quite the difference. As now he's got a clear lead heading into the 100 style portion of the race.
Oh,
He's just adding on to that one.
Listen to this crowd roar in here, guys. It's awesome.
The Iowa bench is coming alive as well as Minnesota. As we're going to see Harlow through lane 1. It's going to be Mioki in second, the Crane in third.
feels like we're more in a battle for second now than anything.
Absolutely, as Harlow is just extending this one, heading into the final leg. Mioki in second with Crane right on his heels. He's got about a half body length coming into the final stretch. Looking like Harlow's going to take this one home for Penn State. Second place is going to be close. It'll be Mioki in lane 2 and Crane in lane 3. McDade coming in fourth for IU. In fifth will be Dage from Michigan. Lane coming in sixth will be King for Northwestern. In seventh, Bornstein from Michigan. And in eighth, Pirelli from PSU.
Well, that was fun, but man, Hayden Harlow, it looked like he might lose it there for a second, but like I said, Mioki kind of faded there on the breaststroke and allowed Harlow to get back in it. You see the final touch there. Oh yeah.
That's where you see the specialty strokes really come into play there, as you have to be a versatile athlete being able to do all four of those, but those specialties really come in play, as we saw that backstroke lead just get cut down so quickly by Harlow, the winner.
Harlow flipped it into a 2-second win. And that is not easy to do by any stretch of the imagination.
Now we're getting ready for the second heat of the 400-yard IM in lane 1, Brett Riley for Purdue. Lane 2, Spencer Lehman for IU. Lane 3, William Lulek for Penn State. And in lane 4, Matthew Jordan for Indiana. In lane 5, Ann Spurs Erzen for Iowa. In lane 6, Jeffrey Dermer for Northwestern. In lane 7, Michael Cavillo for IU. And then in lane 8, Daniel Brown for Ohio State. They're going to wrap up the first 50. Look at that time, 23 seconds on that 50. Whew. Something that goes a little underappreciated, especially in a meet so big as this, where the focus on points and finishing, but some of these splits are just fantastic. I mean, you look at some of the incredible performances, just in little portions of the race, making a huge difference in the end.
I mean, some of these guys are, they're unbelievable. They are D1 athletes, but I mean, it just kind of blows your mind how fast these guys are. obviously the one thing you don't want to do, burn yourself out too quickly. This is more a marathon than a sprint, as the old cliche goes. You don't want to go too hard. Play to your strengths and whatnot, like we saw in the sea heat. Oh man, we get a start like that. I'm excited.
Absolutely. It's now in lane 2, Spencer Lehman. Out to a bit of a lead there. You see him touching the wall at 1:19:36. Heading into the second leg of the backstroke. But down in lane 5. And Erzen coming after that lead. Lehman has about a body length. Erzen and down in lane 5 in a clear second place position, and then that's lane 3, William Lulek slipping into third, but keep an eye on lane 7. Calvillo's coming into this one through the breaststroke. He's going to have a big push here, trying to get back into the top 3 leaders of the race.
He's making up a ton of ground with the breaststroke. So take a look in the 8th lane, Daniel Glud. He too is making up a lot of ground with that breaststroke.
Erzen really cutting down as well. Now he's moving right on the heels of Lehman. They're about neck and neck right now as they finish the underwater portion of the lap. Battle for third, though, that's been changing a lot as it's been Lehman under Erzen through first and second. Lulek has worked himself into a comfortable third place position, but Calvillo, watch him through this next turn if he can come back, take third place for the Hoosiers.
That's going to be a tall task.
Losing a little bit of ground here.
Oh, it's going to be close between Lehman and Jordan. Oh, I'm sorry, Lehman and Erzen.
He's got to give it a push here. Erzen now down to half body length as they are heading into the final turn of the race. Lehman connects with the wall first, then Erzen, and then that is Lulek in lane 3. The top 3 we've seen throughout this race. Lehman now extending that lead to a body length. He's going to finish first for the Hoosiers, and second, Erzen for Iowa, third, Penn State. That's Lulek coming in third for the Nittany Lions. It's a winning time of 3:44.30. That's kind of quite a few seconds off of that prelim time we saw this morning.
You'd almost have to think, though, to win any of these heats, you're going to have to cut a couple seconds off your prelim time. It was good enough to get you, but you got to step it up another level once you're in the finals. An impressive swim there by Spencer Lehman. Nonetheless, that was another fun race. Man, I agree with you 100%. It is so interesting to see which swimmers succeed in certain strokes and others. It's really their weakness. And it's so evident when guys are in the lead all of a sudden and fall all the way back. It's just a fascinating dynamic to watch.
Absolutely. When you watch the Olympics too, you see it at the best of the best. You even see those differentials in the swimmers, just incredible.
And there you see the first Hoosier win. Spencer Lehman. The one thing I'll say though, I don't know if we can expect as much a difference here in the A final. These guys, like I said, like we were talking about earlier, a lot of Michigan guys, going to be competing against themselves, they're going to be pushing themselves. See, look at all that amazing blue walking down the strip, but I think it's going to be a little tighter this time around.
Especially at this level.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Having 5 out of the 8 being Michigan, this crowd in front of us here are definitely going to be the rowdiest bunch in here right now.
Yeah, that's right, the Michigan contingent right beneath us.
Our competitors making their way to the blocks as we speak. Now this will be the A final. In lane 1 from Michigan, Daniel Berlitz. In lane 2, From Penn State, Michael Daly. In lane 3, Ricardo Vargas Jacobo from Michigan. From Michigan again, Charles A. Swanson. In lane 5, Thomas Cope from Michigan. In lane 6, Caleb Amon from Wisconsin. Lane 7, Joseph Milinovich from Wisconsin. And then in lane 8, William Roberts from Michigan. Wolverines are going to have a stacked heat as we're getting ready for the third heat of the 400-yard IAM.
And you see Charlie Swanson had a 3:42.07 prelim time. He's going to be out there watching him though, and Will Roberts. Will Roberts really impressed me earlier this morning. I would not be too surprised to see him put up a good fight with his teammate. And you can see a lot of these guys too in between meets. They got cut with the Wisconsin swimmer right there. That's Joseph Milinovich. All those dots up and down the back of his body. Nothing like modern medicine.
Swanson in lane 4, known well for his IM, the senior from Michigan. Favored in this one as he's...
This was taped off BTN Student U.
And right behind him, Vargas with a time of 3:43.09. Pretty close times there between the two teammates.
Yeah, I mean, again, sometimes the best competition isn't the guys on the other teams, the guys on your own team. You push each other in practice all the time. You're always competing against each other in practice, pushing each other to be better. So when you're fighting for a gold medal, yeah, I think the ante's been upped a little bit.
You mentioned practice, and now we see it in this meet. So it's a unique sport as you're competing with your teammates, but also competing against them. As we can see quite clearly, Michigan going head-to-head in this one.
Yeah, just like any racing sport, cross country, motorsports, or specifically swimming. I think swimming is the most exciting, just how short everything is for the most part. It really, you're competing against your teammates and you're competing against yourself too. You're always trying to get your personal best. You're always trying to improve, figure out where do I get better, where have I gotten worse, and so on.
Right now, that's Cope and Swanson out to a steady lead in this one in lanes 4 and 5. In lane 2, it's Michael Daly. He's in third as of now as we head into the next leg of the race. Swanson, Cope, Daly again. You can see Swanson and Vargas. Vargas falling behind now, but it's Cope is coming for Swanson.
Yeah, Cope already has a bronze medal here in the 200 IM. He's trying to get the gold before him.
Now, this next leg, when he gets into the breaststroke, that's going to be the time to watch him. He's a breaststroke specialist. We'll see how he's able to make up some ground here as he currently sits in second.
Daly's definitely coming forward in that last leg.
You're right, Michaela. Daly and Cope now neck and neck, right behind Swanson, who's able to hold on to that lead so far.
There's a big push by Michael Daly. Like we said earlier, if Penn State can get higher up on the podium, that'll be huge for them to get a few extra points.
Cope's turn is going to be crucial here through his strongest stroke. You see him hugging that right lane line, trying to get the wake of his teammate, getting any leg up he can on the competition, as he's now put Daly in the rearview mirror for now, but we'll see heading into the freestyle portion coming up after this. That's Swanson still hanging on to the lead. Cope right behind him. Daly gets the competition from Vargas in lane 3. It's going to be a close one for third, but Swanson just extending that lead through the freestyle now, excuse me.
Charlie Swanson, he is absolutely pulling away here. Like you said, Cope trying to ride that lane line, trying to pick up some momentum. Really? He's too far behind right now. That is almost 2 full legs.
Swanson's hitting a great groove. You just see the way he moves his body and just the fluidity of his motions with his kicking and stroking combined, just extending that lead further. But it's a 3-way tie right now. It looks like for second place. This one's going to be close, but it looks like it's going to be Vargas in second for Michigan and Cope in third. That's going to be a sweep for Michigan in that one, first, second, and third.
Well, you had a feeling that might just happen for the Wolverines. Boy, how about Charlie Swanson? 3:40.26.
That his teammates 3:42.60 and 68. Excuse me, 80 and 88. That is a close finish for second.
And you see Swanson slide in there. Take a little love splash to one of his teammates there. Good job. I mean, can you blame him? A clean sweep of the top 3 spots on the stand. That's going to be huge for Michigan's points. You can already see the totals up there. Part of them anyway on the scoreboard.
Yeah, right now the scoreboard reading 753 points for Michigan, 558 for Indiana, and 469 for Ohio State to round out the top 3. Now guys, how crucial is that to extend Michigan's dominant lead already in this one?
Yeah.
No, go for it.
You definitely see, as Will said, you definitely knew that was going to happen with that many swimmers in that A final. It was definitely going to be the outcome, and as strong a team as Michigan is, it definitely has helped them on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I could never have too many points because, well, you could hit a stretch where all the events favor Ohio State or Indiana. And, you know, for Michigan, you just got to keep building that lead. You don't just put your foot on the gas pedal as much as you can and help having 5 out of 8 in the tournament there. And big win for them.
Now as we wait for them to get on the podium, let's send it down to the 4th member of our team again. Lexi, what do you got for us?
Fantastic finish for the 400 medley. How does it feel to not only win it, but also win it with 2 other teammates on the podium with you?
Yeah, it's an honor, honestly. We're not really racing for times right now. It's all about just scoring. This morning when we got 5 up, it was one of the more exciting moments so far this week. So I'm looking forward to more swing tomorrow. So.
And your team was going absolutely nuts for you. Can you hear them coming back on that final lap?
Not really. A little mostly a breaststroke, but I know they're doing it, so I know everyone in the stands is too. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Lexi. Swanson talking about not going for times, but putting up a pretty impressive one with 3:40.26.
Yeah, I don't know if I can quite believe him there. That's a pretty impressive time. It's hard not if you say you're not thinking about your times. You put up a 3:40. I'm inclined to believe that there's a little motivation there. But I mean, nonetheless, like you said, like you alluded to, when you get 5 or 4 other of your teammates in there, it's not just about having fun. That's an exciting thing to race against your teammates. I think it showed. I think they're all having fun out there.
Oh, you could see them even just behind Lexi right there. They were having great fun cheering him on, and they're just enjoying themselves this week. It's great to see.
And now, before the medal ceremony, we're going to toss it to break. You're watching the 2020 Men's Big Ten Swimming and Diving Championships here on BTN+. We're back at Councilman Billingsley Aquatic Center getting ready for the 400-yard IM medal ceremony. Swanson, no stranger to the podium in this one.
No, he is not. He's had a good Big Ten tournament so far. And another gold medal for the Wolverines. Charlie Swanson, man. Outstanding performance for him.
Seeing the top 3 finishers awarded their medals, all of them from Michigan, receiving it from their head coach. It's gotta be a great moment, you know, standing up there next to your teammates, your coach giving you the medals and everything. Just with a comfortable lead right now of 7:53, they've got to be feeling pretty good.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I saw too after the first race, Michigan's coach over there talking to his players, just like, hey, Mike Bottom, a great head coach for Michigan, put him in the fight song now, you know, just giving him love, giving him hugs, high-fiving them. I mean, that's a good relationship to have with your team. Fun, free-flowing thing. I mean, look at He's more excited than they are. Okay, well, maybe not.
There you can see the standings currently. Michigan with 753, Indiana 558, and Ohio State coming in third with 469. Bob, a great interview. We talked to him last year. Always exciting to talk to after a race.
So here's some of the highlights from that 400 IM. You can see out in the front the whole time. Swanson, I don't think for a second I ever really doubted. Like the battle for second is contested. I mean, as you can see here, just look how far out in front he is ahead of everyone else. It just wasn't really close from the first buzzer. Glides in safely. He was on cruise control.
And definitely, he was definitely enjoying that lead coming into that last lap for sure. Now he's a member of the Michigan Wolverines, the Indiana Hoosiers. It was expected to be a boxing match between these two, trading punches this week. Michigan establishing themselves very nicely in first. Take a look at the history between these two teams. This season they went 1-1, win apiece, and now we see it, the two teams in the top two right now.
Yeah, well, at the end of the regular season, the coaches poll had IU number 4 in the country, Michigan number 3. These teams always neck and neck.
Now we are getting ready for the men's 200-yard freestyle. In lane 1 from Indiana, Griffin Ibert. Lane 2 from Northwestern, Benjamin Forbes. Lane 3 from Iowa, Michael Tenney. Lane 4 from Iowa, Alexei Tarasenko. Lane 5 from Wisconsin, Kevin Braun. Lane 6 from Wisconsin, Nico Steins. Lane 7, Thomas Vanderbrook from Indiana. And lane 8, Tim Sates from Minnesota.
Obviously, you want to keep an eye on Alexei Tarasenko. Don't give up on Kevin Braun either. And a pretty impressive freedom.
For first is pretty tight right now, but Braun looks like he could have the edge. He's able to get to that wall. But right there in lane 3, Tenney keeping it close. Tenney and Braun again. Lane 6 and 2, Forbes and Steins coming in third right now, but we'll see that change coming into the final turn. Side of the pool coming alive. One of the benefits for sure of a meet this big, it's hard to hear underwater sometimes with the cap and water going, but as loud as this place is, there's no doubt they're hearing their fans cheering them on.
Nah, absolutely. And we can hear it. That's a little adrenaline push you need. Especially, that's like the 400. It's a battle.
This one's going to be close. It looks like it's 4 wide for the first place finish. We'll see who touches first, and it looks like Tarasenko in first with a time of 1:35.70. In second from Iowa, Michael Tenney with a time of 1:35.83. And then in third, lane 2, Benjamin Forbes, Northwestern, a time of 1:35.88.
That was a photo finish if I've ever seen one. Real close. All the way to the end. It's Tarasenko who pulls it out.
It looked like it was a bit staggered, but that final lap, everyone just put those afterburners on, and we got ourselves a race.
I'll be honest, Tarasenko, I thought he was pretty far behind coming in the last 100 or last 50 or so. I wasn't sure he was going to be able to catch up, but sure enough he did.
That was definitely an exciting one for Iowa there. You could see there, the way they were waving their arms around, it was like they were trying to give them some extra power.
And now we are getting ready for the second heat of the 200-yard freestyle, the B final. In lane 1, Robert Zofjak from Michigan. Lane 2, Griffin back from Wisconsin. Lane 3, Jack Carl, Indiana. Lane 4, Alexa Bobar from Northwestern. Liam Gately from Northwestern as well. Lane 5, Lane 6, Matthew Amundsen from Ohio State. And lane 7 from Iowa, Matus Arndt. And lane 8, Christian Pathurst from Indiana. Now this is a fast event. The 200, it's longer than 100 100-yard, obviously, but there's still a sprint aspect involved. You have to time it, though, as we saw in the last race, when you put in that little extra energy, and we saw that coming into the final leg of the race in the last one. We'll see the strategy in this one of these swimmers.
It is such a fine line to walk. If you kick it in too early, you're gonna get burned on the last 50 or so of the race. But if you kick it in too late, well, what's the point? You're already behind.
It looks like through that one, Bobar out to a lead, but neck and neck really. With lane 2, Griffin back.
I see a lot of those prelims times. They were pretty close. That's kind of what we're seeing here. This is a really, really close match as we're going into the final turn.
All those times, 1:35 each. It was close at prelims. It's going to be close in this one. It's going to be another photo finish, it looks like, in lane 1, making a push. That Zofchak looks like he's going to take it. He will for Michigan. Robert Zofchak with a 1:35.40. In second, Alexa Bobar. Northwestern with a 1:35.63. And then in third, wrapping that up is Jake Carl with a time of 1:35.75.
I really thought Alexa Bobar for Northwestern had that. It was another close finish at the end.
That's the lane push in lane 1. You don't see lane 1 coming up as well as they did right there.
Yeah, and you do see on the replay it was in fact Zofchak who just squeaked in. Man, another good one. Like you said, the 200 is the perfect kind of in between of like the sprint and the little distance, the little strategy involved. And winner that time again, Michigan.
The last two have definitely been strategic. The way we've seen, the people that had the top preliminary times over these past 2 races, they're in the lead for the majority of it, and then at the end they get nipped. It's been strategic. It's good to watch.
Yeah, I mean, really, it goes back to the point. It's all about when and where you put in that final kick, that last stretch.
Now we see our competitors making their way out for the final, the A final of the 200-yard freestyle. Aiden Farley in lane 1 from Michigan State. In lane 2, Luis Gustavo Borges from Michigan. In lane 3, Andrew Lloyd from Ohio State. Lane 4, Kevin Callan from Michigan. Lane 5, Paul Delakis from Ohio State. Lane 6, Felix Albeck from Michigan. Lane 7, Mohammed Hassan from Indiana. And lane 8, Nicholas Olnier from Minnesota.
And you see Kevin Callan there, the winner of the 200 free preliminary. Fun fact, the winners of the preliminaries get to select the walkout music for the A final.
That's cool. Puts them in the zone for the race.
Yeah. Maybe puts their opponents at a disadvantage to play like a bad country song or something, just annoy everyone else. Huh? That's what I would do.
You got to think there's got to be some pressure on Mohammed Sani from Indiana. He's the only Hoosier in there up against not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Michigan Wolverines in this one. So he's got quite the competition representing IU in this one.
Yeah, but Mohammed Sani, one of the best swimmers on IU. And he's got a tough task. Kevin Callan and Paul Delakis. Callan for Michigan and Delakis for OSU. 2 phenomenal free swimmers.
Now in prelims we saw a couple of 1:33s. Those came from Andrew Lloyd, Kevin Callan, Paul Delakis, and Chris Albeck. So we'll see them try to cut down those times in the final here.
Look at Andrew Lloyd too. Another Buckeye in the 3. Keep an eye on him. He's got the lead right now.
Lloyd's got to be careful he doesn't put too much into that. When you get out there with so much free water in front of you and on the side of you, you don't want to burn out too quickly. And now we see in lane 5, Delakis coming back here as they go through the turn. Just a little delayed, but they're going to come out neck and neck after that big turn for Delakis.
And you see Ohio State on the side. They're going crazy right now. Those are the 2 guys. They can get a 1 and 2 here if they can hold this.
They're coming in the final stretch. This one's going to be a close one. And coming into the first place finish, it's going to be Lloyd and Delakis, and it's going to be Lloyd, a time of 1:31.88. Delakis coming in second, 1:32.04. And in third, that will be Mohammed Sani from Indiana, 1:32.91.
That's definitely going to help Ohio State there. With the current points, they're only 89 points behind IU, so that's kind of cool.
That's another pool record we've seen today. Andrew Lloyd,
Another
time
pool record.
1:31.88.
Another pool record. At back-to-back nights, Lloyd and Delakis go 1 and 2. Last night in the 200 IM, impressive stuff for the two Buckeyes. And that's going to be big for the standings too. That might actually flip Ohio State back in front of Indiana. Indiana did have Mohammed Sani finish third, but the points might swing in favor here of the Buckeyes.
Sami's points, no matter what, will be huge for Indiana. With that close competition with Ohio State, we'll see how those factor in. So take a look at the end of that one.
Look how fired up. Look how fired up he gets. Look at this.
That's what it's all about. Big Ten championships, got the competition between teams. Runs deep in the Big Ten, so we're seeing all that come out. Pretty soon.
This means a lot to these guys. You know, in a lot of ways, they see their teammates getting Olympic buys. They want to get there too. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want to set the tone for their career to get to that point? You know? There's so much at stake. Hard not to be fired up.
Absolutely. We saw Lloyd finish first. Let's have a talk with him. Lexi's down there for more.
Andrew, you just won the 200-meter race. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. You know, it's been great having Paul to train with day in and day out, and Matthew. All my teammates are the ones who push me. So it feels great to get 1-2 again, second race in a row. So
That's awesome. And not only that, but you had a record time. How does that feel?
feels great. I've been wanting to get under that 132 mark for a while, so definitely feels pretty good. But again, I wouldn't have been able to do it without my teammates pushing me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Lexi. Lloyd, out of breath there, leaving it all in the pool. We're going to take a breather, too. We'll be back after this. This is the 2020 Ben's Big Ten Swimming and Diving Championships on BTN+. We're back at Councilman Billingsley Aquatic Center. I'm Maxwell Glenn alongside Will Trubshaw, Michaela Demesny, and Lexi Benetti, who's on the deck right now. You are currently looking at the podium finishers for this last race. Your winner, Andrew Lloyd from Ohio State. In second, Paul Delakis, his teammate from Ohio State. In second, and Mohammed Sani. In third, representing the Indiana Hoosiers. Now, Ohio State with two top finishers, that's going to be huge for them as they are still trailing Indiana.
Yeah, Ohio State actually over these last series of heats, they've closed from 89 points down to 75 between them and IU. So it's getting closer for those two teams.
Yeah, it really feels like it's going to be a battle for second between the two. Michigan, man, they just keep pulling away. Every little point they get. That's just the benefit of having so many guys qualifying for prelims. Even if you don't finish first, second, or third, you're still getting those points. And when you have that clear of a lead, you can just keep building.
Oh, exactly. I mean, they're 230 points ahead of IU at this point with 847 points. So that's pretty epic for them.
There you see the teammates celebrating together, biting those medals. Let's get a scoring update. Michigan with 847 points, sitting comfortably in first. Indiana trailing with 617 in second. And Ohio State with 542 points in third. This next one's one of my personal favorite races I used to race back in the day. It's going to be a great one today. We've got 3 heats coming up. A, B, and C finals. It's going to be a good one.
So Max, tell us, what was your time?
A lot slower than these. There's a reason I'm up here and they're down there. One of the times to point out, though, not just because he has the same name as me, but Maxwell McHugh, 50.77. I mean, he was just flying in prelims this morning. That's going to be a huge time to overcome in the finals when we get to those in the third heat.
And he's kind of the consensus best 100-yard breaststroker in the Big Ten right now. I don't think there's much debate about that. He showed it in that prelim. We get to hear what his walkout music is once we get to that A final, but I mean, more importantly, you get to watch an incredibly fast, incredibly impressive swimmer.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
he was 0.1 of a millisecond off the Big Ten record today, so he's definitely going to be exciting to watch.
And there you were seeing the recap of our last event, 200-yard free. And now the 100-yard breaststroke, heat 1 is ready to take the blocks.
Going back to the queue for a second. He really slipped my mind. He did set the pool record today for a time of 50.77. Like I said earlier, if you want to get the gold, you get a race even a little faster than you did your first time. Not be shocked at all if we see that.
Now we see the first heat underway of the men's 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 1 for Northwestern, Kai Tickmark. In lane 2 for Penn State, Daniel Raceman. In lane 3 for Purdue, Nicholas Sherman. In lane 4 for Minnesota, Aiton Judishin from Minnesota. And then in lane 5 from Penn State, Brad Johnson. Lane 6, Matthew Jordan from IU. Eli Fouts in lane 7, for Wisconsin, and lane 8, Henry Blau from Northwestern. And now as they come into the final, it's going to be from lane 5, Brad Johnson from Penn State, going 53.19, and second from Minnesota, Utikishin for 53.33, and in third from Purdue, Sherman coming up with a 53.73. Full second off of their prelim times.
Yeah, dude, nice job shutting it down there. That's a pretty good start there for Penn State, Brad Johnson.
Now, Will, you talked about the youth in this meet. This next heat of the 100-yard breaststroke, there's one senior in there. Freshmen, juniors, sophomores, filling in the ranks, but we see that that's a great example of the youth in this meet.
Yeah, well, you know, every 4 years, the senior class is going to file out eventually, right? So you got to start getting the youth in there. And you've seen that tonight. Again, it really struck me watching diving in the prelims, how many guys, freshmen, sophomore, and they're putting up impressive scores at that. But here too, I mean, you got some fast swimmers. Will Meyer, I really thought he had a good prelim. Daniel Swainfold too. I thought he stood out to me as obviously Mason Hunter had the fastest time. I don't know. This is gonna be really close.
Now it's a 24:46 split right there. You're talking about those fast times. And this one's gonna be close.
Oh, real close.
I feel like I'm saying that a lot today, just the level of competition. And it looks like in lane 2, that's Hausman out to a bit of a lead. We'll see if he can out-touch. It will be Hausman for Northwestern with a 52.46, and second, Mason Hunter from Michigan, 52.69 in lane. Coming in third, Jacob Montague, 52.90 from Michigan. Michigan taking 2 or 3 out of the top 3 finishes for that event.
Now we've got a Go Cats jet breaking out to our left. A really loud contingent on night, those Northwestern fans. They get excited about their swimmers. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see them get rewarded too with a nice win in the consolation final.
And take another look at that finish. There is Hausman just coming in first with that beautiful finish there. You see, just timed that so perfectly. As you hear the walkout music, it's time. Heat 3 of the men's 100-yard breaststroke. In lane 1 will be William Chan from Michigan. Lane 2, Jason Matthews from Ohio State. Lane 3, Jeremy Babinet from Michigan. Lane 4, Maxwell McHugh from Minnesota. Lane 5, Zane Bax from Indiana. Lane 6, Trent Polini from Purdue. Lane 7, John Mao from Wisconsin. And lane 8, Hudson McDaniel from Ohio State. The matchup of Bax and McHugh is going to be exciting. We'll see them battle it out in lanes 4 and 5. McHugh, we mentioned earlier, a time of 50.77. Zane Bax posting a 51.07, and then Babinett posting a 51.75 in prelims.
And again, can't overstate it. That was a new pool record for Maxwell McHugh. Like I said, it's entirely possible he can set that record again. Looking at the Big Ten meet record, 50.6.
He's knocking on that door. We'll see if he can pull it off here as they get set to take the blocks.
That prelim time already is an ANCAA qualifying. This will definitely be a race. Keep your eyes trained in the middle of the pool. Lanes 4 and 5.
And they're off. Talk about how important the underwater portion of this race is. This stroke has changed. The underwater has become such a crucial portion of the race. You get so much momentum from those pulls underwater.
Well, I mean, look at how far the guys get off their initial dives, how far they get out underwater. It's almost 3/4 of the way down on their first length.
And that's McHugh just out touching Bax in lane 5. Lane 3 though, Babinett not going anywhere. He's neck and neck with lanes 2 and 1, Matthews and Chan. It's McHugh still hanging on to that lead coming into the final stretch. McHugh still got it, but here comes Babinett. He and Bax are really close. We'll see they touch it. It's McHugh, Bax, and Babinett. First, second, and third, Minnesota, IU, and Michigan.
Well, there you go. Maxwell McHugh shaves a 10th of a second off his time. 50.67. 7/100ths of a second short of the Big Ten meet record. But nonetheless, an impressive showing for the sophomore.
It might not be the record, but wow, was that an impressive time. Posting a 50.77, then going lower from there. Just a great performance as we see the touch.
And I see just, and in the end, he got him about a length or so. That was a solid finish. Next was his time, 51.37. 7/10 of a second faster. That's all you need sometimes.
Now, as those swimmers are preparing for the award ceremony, Lexi's down there with our winner. Lexi, take it away.
You just won the 100-yard breaststroke. How does it feel to get more points for Minnesota?
It feels great. It feels great to do it for the team for sure. We had a plan coming in. We just wanted to execute well.
And you did that, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Lexi. He placed second last year at this same event, and now he's got first place on the podium. It's got to feel good, that improvement from last year to this year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can tell he's gotten faster this year. His best time in the regular season at the Minnesota Invitational, he ran a 50.74, shaved 7/10 off. This time around, I mean, he's getting better. That guy is going to be a threat the next couple of years in the Big Ten.
Now, as they set the pool for the 100-yard backstroke, we're going to get prepared for that one. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching the 2020 Men's Big Ten Swimming and Diving Championships on BTN+. Welcome back to Bloomington, Indiana, where the 2020 Big Ten Men's Swimming and Diving Championships are being held this year. Right now, you're taking a look at the winners of the 100-yard breaststroke. To recap that one, Maxwell McHugh placed first for Minnesota with a time of 50.67. In second, Zane Bax representing the home team, Indiana. That with a time of 51.37. And Jeremy Babinett from Michigan in third with a time of 51.44.
Well, we just watched those points, obviously, get updated again, and, you know, guys, I think that the rest of tonight and through tomorrow, we're going to see it. The close for second, as you said, is going to be the big battle here. It's currently between IU and OSU, there's 43.5 points, as Michigan just keeps to further pulling
like you said, oh, look at that gold medal. But as you said, Michaela, it is going to be really close between Indiana and Ohio State. I would not be shocked if we see them flip places a couple more times tonight in the standings. But also, take a look at Wisconsin. They kind of carved out a nice little niche for themselves in 4th place. They're up to 434 points, 120 ahead of 5th place Minnesota, even with that 1st place finish, just now behind the queue. A little ground game. Don't know that Wisconsin will be able to get into that conversation for 3rd place just yet, but I didn't look at the standings there. Michigan all the way up at 929, almost 1,000 points. IU, again, Ohio State right there, 2 and 3. That's going to be the matchup to watch.
For sure.
Now we saw a great moment between coach and swimmer there. Maxwell McHugh winning the first gold medal for Minnesota. Now as the pool is being set for the 100-yard backstroke. Guys, this one's going to be another battle. Times in the 45s and 46s for the final in this one. Quite a few Hoosiers in the final though, so this will be big for Indiana if they can bounce back into this one.
Yeah, more than anything, this might allow IU a little separation from Ohio State. But that's the thing, is it's an if. Looking at the final here too, of course Ohio State has 2 swimmers in it, so they could just as easily take some points away from the Hoosiers.
And now to set the scene in lane 1, Austin Wilson from Penn State. Lane 2, William Roberson from Penn State. Lane 3, Alexander Martin from Michigan. Lane 4, Eric Gessner from Wisconsin. Lane 5, Gavin Olson from Minnesota. Lane 6, John Thorne from Northwestern. Lane 7, Cale Burkoff from Minnesota. And Lane 8, James Markham, the freshman from Indiana. Watch how high they get off of that start there. Just shows you how much time these guys put into it. Their stroke just improving day in and day out in the pool.
I mean, it's really impressive. And it's something you need to do, though. It's part of the strategy. You got to be able to get that explosion, get you further out in the pool. It gives you an advantage right off the bat.
Look how close they are, all were in that first part. It was unbelievable. Slowly seeing a difference now, though.
Yeah, I said, give them a good head start, but no one really got a good head start here. Everyone neck and neck. Oh, it's coming down the wire.
It's lane 3 and 5. It looks like that's going to be in lane 5. Olsen, he got it. 47:14 was the time to beat in that one. In second, Alexander Martin placing second with a time of 47:62. And placing third from Minnesota, Cale Burkoff.
Some excited Gophers down poolside there. Nice win in the C Heat.
And now the B Heat is set to take the blocks. In lane 1, Alex King from Michigan. Lane 2, Liam Bergen from Penn State. Lane 3, Thomas Watkins from Ohio State. Lane 4, Matthew Novinsky from Wisconsin. Lane 5, Robert Pendolski from Ohio State. Lane 6, Manuel Martos Bacarizo from Northwestern. Lane 7, Michael Jengel from Purdue. And lane 8, Eric Storms from Michigan.
Look at lanes 7 and 8 there. That was Jungle and Storms. They got it in the water a little longer, a little further out. That's really helping because they're 1 and 2 almost. It's close again. Things really start to separate at this second turn. And once they come to the first 50 meters, you really start to see who's out in front.
You see the pool deck coming alive once again, as it looks like through that one. Watkins might have a bit of an edge. You see if he can hang on to it here as in lane 4. Novinsky coming after him. It'll be Watkins from Ohio State placing first. Novinsky playing it on to second and then third. Kondowski from Ohio State placing third.
That was a close race from the get-go, wasn't it?
Absolutely. We're going to see these races get closer and closer as we head into the finals after this one.
Man, okay. No one separated by more than 2 seconds in that race. That one was neck and neck the entire way. Another winner for Ohio State and Thomas Watkins. See what they put in. Yeah, just got in under the wire, so to speak.
Now they've been keeping an eye on the standings. Indiana still sitting in second with 3 swimmers in this one as they make their way to the blocks.
Got a little Beastie Boys as the walkout music. I like it.
Can't go wrong with Sabotage for a walkout song.
Not at all.
And now for the A final of the 100 backstroke. We'll go through your swimmers. In lane 1, Colin McDermott from Ohio State. Wesley Jekyll from Wisconsin in lane 2. Cameron Tyso from Wisconsin, lane 3. Gabriel Fantoni from Indiana, lane 4. Brendan Burns from Indiana in lane 5. Jacob Steele, another Hoosier, in lane 6. Jonah Cooper in lane 7 for Ohio State. And lane 8, Ryan Gridley, a sophomore from Northwestern.
Yeah, it was Gabe Fantoni who was the one selected on walkout music at 45.78 prelim time. And you see there, he's the defending Big Ten champion in the 100 backstroke. Keep an eye, though, on the man in the lane right above him, Cam Tyso. He can make it real close. And his teammate, too, Brendan Burns, the freshman. He's really been a star bursting onto the scene for the Hoosiers this year.
And there are 3 freshmen, Wesley Jekyll from Wisconsin, Brendan Burns, and Jonah Cooper from Ohio State. The 3 of them, the only freshmen in this event.
This race could definitely help IU and Ohio State close the gap on Michigan, with 5 out of the swimmers being from those 2 teams.
And they're off. The Wen's 100-yard backstroke, kicking off here in Bloomington. Fantoni out to a bit of a tied almost with McDermott. We'll see them come to this next turn. Looks like Fantoni will touch first, McDermott in second, and then the third is pretty spread across the board.
Yeah,
this one's shaping up to what it was up to the hype right now.
It looks like Fantoni, though, has got a little bit of a lead coming into the final turn.
Yes, Fantoni was able to extend that strong turn, but keep an eye on lane 1, McDermott. He might be able to pull out a second place. He falls behind a little bit. Fantoni takes it. Brendan Burns in second, and Wisconsin's Tyso takes third. Indiana taking 2 of the 3 top positions.
That was a strong finish for Fantoni. Almost half a length there.
Yeah, almost half a length. 44.92. That's good enough for NCAA qualifying A spot. And man, impressive showing there. First goal this evening for the Hoosiers.
Definitely shaved quite a bit of time off his preliminary at 45.78 and just doing a 44.92, as you said.
Well, just gliding in there, got it in there, plenty of time.
And now we're awaiting an interview from Lexi Vanetti, our 4th member of the team. We'll go to her in a second, but guys, we've seen a lot of excitement. Now we head into the men's 3-meter diving. We'll see how that plays out. The points are a big one in this one, but let's hear from Lexi first. Lexi's with our winner. Lexi?
You just won a 100-yard backstroke. How does it feel?
It feels really good. The second time in this meet that I swim to a 44, getting the NCAA cut for me, it's big, so I'm really happy.
Awesome. Not only that, but you shared the podium with another Hoosier. How does that feel to do that at home?
That's awesome. We're trying to get as much point as we can, and sharing a podium with a freshman that is coming
very, very hard, working really hard, so it's amazing.
Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lexi. As the competition is ready to be taken to new heights for the diving, we're going to take a quick breather. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to the 2020 Men's Big Ten Swimming and Diving Championships here in Bloomington. We just wrapped up the 100-yard breaststroke, and you're looking at the podium finishers here. That was Gabriel Fantoni of Indiana University coming in first with a time of 44.92. Coming in second place is teammate Brendan Burns with a time of 45.75. And in third from Wisconsin, Tyso with a time of 46.03.
Yeah, again, you had a feeling it would be Fantoni and Burns up near the top, and lo and behold, they are 1 and 2.
You know, what we've just seen here in the points right now is IU and Indiana State haven't had much of a point change from 43.5 to 45.5. The interesting part here was they closed the gap of Michigan from 268.5 to 209.5. So it's something.
Yeah, chipping away. You can't get all the points back at once. You're just going to make a little progress, slowly but surely, if you are the Hoosiers or the Buckeyes. That is certainly good to see for IU tonight, a gold and a silver. And we're getting Wisconsin. They're turning it up a notch. They're up to 500 points. They're really pulling away from Minnesota now.
And Michigan just continuing this dominance we've seen. It's such a talented program led by Bottoms like we were talking about earlier, and they have just shown out this week, extending that lead. They're up to 959 points in this one. We'll see how their diving team can come back in this and add to that lead.
Yeah, you look at the history of the Big Ten swimming, diving. It's IU and Michigan, and then everyone else. Michigan, if they can hold on the rest of the way, the rest of this weekend to this lead, this will be their 41st Big Ten title. That's incredible. They haven't won one since 2016. I mean, they're close to doubling up IU. IU has 27. I mean, it is just impressive how dominant this Michigan team is.
And we saw this year, we talked about earlier, they each won one meet apiece. The rivalry between these teams just heating up throughout the season. And now we're getting ready. We talked about it earlier on the 3-meter diving, how important these points are. We're going to get ready for the first round of the men's 3-meter. There will be 8 divers with 6 tries each. This is Johan Parkinson Ezrick with his first dive for Northwestern. Here the stands liking that one. See how the judges award his dive.
There was a 50, not bad. An inward 2.5 somersault pipe. Now Jake Butler had some impressive dives in the prelims and through his first 3. And the second 3 had a couple duds and it kind of cost him.
Well, you witnessed this firsthand this morning. Are there any divers standing out that we should keep an eye on for this?
Yeah, Greg Duncan. Greg Duncan put up a 96, one of his goes. Just incredibly impressive. Lyle Yost, too, for Ohio State, once we get down to that. Some impressive dives. Really, anyone in this 8 final, you're going to want to keep an eye on because they are some spectacular divers. This dive there by Butler, you see the degree of difficulty on that at 3. Pretty good, decent difficulty. That's a 58.50. Not bad for Butler.
That's Joseph Canova up there. Difficulty of 3.9 on this dive. We'll see how he's able to pull this one off.
Again, some really strong score. They're showing some prelims during the day. Oh, that one was good. Yeah, 2.5 Forward 2.5, somersault, 3 twist pike. It's really hard to do, but he kept the body in line there. It's gonna be a high score. Yeah, 85. 85.
That's a strong first dive.
That's good. That'll put him in front for the time being, of course.
His teammates were loving that. You see them all giving high fives and cheering.
Maury Gold ready on the board. You heard the home crowd cheering as his name was announced. Difficulty of 3.1. Wow, that entry right there.
Solid. And forward 3.5 somersault pike. You see him get those 3 turns in, and he enters the pool nice. 60.45. Maybe a little bit of proration on that finish as he entered the pool. Not a completely straight dive. What cost him there, but still good enough for second to the first go around.
That's Jacob Fielding getting ready for a dive difficulty of 3. Let's see, 2.5 somersaults to pike. Look at the splash on the entry. We'll see how the judges factor that in. But good execution in the air.
Not bad at 54. Lowest score of the round so far. It wasn't bad, but yeah, again, it has the splash at the end. I think that's kind of what hurt it. Kind of indicates you're not keeping it as tight, and as a result, I think the judges will take off some points.
That's Ross Todd. He's going to have a dive difficulty of 3. 2.5 somersault pike.
Not a bad dive at all. Pretty clean entry, 66. He'll take that. He will take that all day.
And that'll move him into second above Maury Gold sitting in third. Joseph Canova leading the way.
Ross finished third in the prelim with 385 points.
Lyle Yost with a 3.1 difficulty.
Yeah, a little harder there. 3.5 forward somersault there.
That's a nice entry.
That's the big thing you're gonna look for is the entry. There's so much derived from that. And that 69.75, not half bad.
And that'll move him up into second.
Still well off the mark for Joseph Canova though. Keep an eye though on Greg Duncan. Man, is he fun to watch.
This will be a difficulty of 3. We'll see 2.5 somersault pike.
Going backwards too. That was something.
Very nice. We'll see how the judges award Duncan. Canova's still untouchable up there with a score of 85-80. And that'll be signed for second, 73-50.
No one matching that Canova dive just yet. That was pretty close though.
And we talked about the physical aspect of swimming and the endurance and stuff. Now we look at the divers. I mean, the body control is incredible from these divers.
Yeah, it takes a lot of finesse.
That was a difficulty of 3.1. You saw 3.5 somersault pike right there. That'll yield a score of 52.70, totaling his score up to 111.20.
Yeah, to me, I wonder if maybe one of his legs kind of broke loose on the tuck there, while he lost a couple points, but still a very solid dive from Estrid.
Here's Butler, difficulty of 3.1. Another strong showing from Butler. His first score of 58-50. That'll give him a 71-30 awarded on that dive, totaling his score to 129.18.
Alright, pretty good, solid dive there by Butler.
And that brings him into first place.
One thing I'm surprised we haven't seen a whole lot of yet is a lot of twists. Really, the only one who did that was Canova, and, well, they got him 85 points going for the reverse 3.5 somersault tuck.
Bit of a tough entry. The difficulty of 3.5 though could pay off. 52.50 is awarded. Canova back into first with 138 points.
Here we go. So now we've got Maury Gold going for a 4 2.5 somersault 2 twist pipe. So let's see how he executes the twist.
Ooh.
Pretty solid. It looked like he might have lost control a little there on the tuck, but the entrance was solid. The entrance was solid.
He'll be awarded a 66.3. That'll put him in third place with a score of 126.75.
And that was a solid dive, well executed with the twist, but he was a little loose with the extremities, and that's what cost him there. That probably would have been a 7-point dive.
Now here's fielding. Difficulty of 3.0. He will be awarded a score momentarily. Judge, take a little more time on this one. We'll see what happens here. And the wait's over. That's a score of 63. That'll total his score at 117 points. Now let's hear more from our fourth member of the team, Lexi. Take it away.
I actually just had the opportunity to talk to former captain of Michigan from 2018, Jackson Goethe. He now lives in Indy, but he wanted to come out and support the team and said that they're swimming really great. He's super proud, and go blue. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lexi.
Got a lot to be proud of so far.
That was Ross Todd completing his dive.
Two and a half somersault, 1 twist pike. 63, okay.
That'll move Todd into third with a total of 129. He was awarded 63 on that dive.
Wow, Yost making a little more difficult on himself. 3.5 the degree of difficulty. Reverse 3.5 somersault tuck.
Solid entry. Yost currently sitting with a score of 69.75. He'll be awarded a 50.75, bringing his score to 120.5.
So the score goes a little lower score from second time around. Yeah, let's keep an eye though on Greg Duncan again, his second attempt. First one netted him 73.5. Kind of a pretty complex dive here. The reverse 1.5 somersault, 3.5 twist free. Good dive. He was a little off to the side of the judges there. They don't always like that.
He'll be awarded 63 points. That total of 136 will bring him into second place. Let's take a look at that one again.
Well, the air time was pretty good. Might have been the entry a little bit. Again, like I said, when you're that far over to that side of the pool, judges kind of take issue with it. Solid dive there by Esper. 2.5, or backwards 2.5 somersault pipe.
That's difficulty of 3, and he'll be awarded 57 points.
So for the moment he holds the lead, but Jake Butler hanging in there, 129. Only 8-0 for his first 2 dives. See if he can make up a little ground here on this one.
One thing I love about diving is you go from swimming where it's so loud during the race, and now it's dead quiet in this aquatic center right now.
That's so good a dive like that. The crowd roars a little bit to life. A little quieter though for Jake Butler there. Let's see what the judges award him. Seems pretty fair. It wasn't the clearest of entries into the pool. Got him. Yeah, here's Joseph Canelli. He's been diving really well through the first 2 dives.
He has a total of 138 points. See if he can come out to that lead score of 186. There's a difficulty of 3.6 on this dive. And that entry will not help him there. It looked like he lost a little control at the end there of his lower body, and that will cost him.
Kind of just lost the touch at the very end there. You see, it almost looked like a reverse belly flop, more like a back flop. See what the judges award there. Still no score. You get a look from the pool side there. I give him a 37.80, yeah.
That will not help him cut into that lead. He now sits.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So look at the replay here. Got decent air, but he just let go a little too early. Yeah, the length came down almost the same time as the back did. Laurie Gold, though, this affords him an opportunity to kind of leap up in the standings. He's in 6th as it stands right now.
And that'll help him move up that leaderboard.
Well, I certainly like that. Backwards 2.5 somersault pipe.
A lot of 7s.
Lots of 7s.
63 for the total.
And you get a close up there. Pretty solid entry, maybe a little more splash they would have liked, but again, that gives him 189, and he's got first place for the time being.
Here's Jacob Fielding with his 3rd time of the night. That was a nice one.
That was a really nice one. Love the air time, like the entry into the pool too. That might do Fielding well, scoring wise.
With a difficulty of 3.1 on that dive.
They're just taking their time on this one. I'll make sure they get the score exactly right.
Definitely building up the suspense in Councilman Billingsley right now.
Take another look at it here. Look at that. The height is impressive. That's a 71.30, yeah. That's that. Really can,
Not
really
moving
get that
in a
high.
second.
When you're getting that much elevation there, it gives you more time to complete the reversals and the somersaults. And that is exactly what happened there for Fielding.
There's Todd with a difficulty of 3. He won the 1 meter yesterday, looking to add to that resume with the win today. That'll bring his total to 195, putting him in first place.
He's off to a good start. Entering first three rounds, excuse me. Up to 195 already. That's a good place to be. I haven't seen anyone crack 200 yet, though. We have a couple 200s cracked by the first 3 rounds of the prelims.
Another great entry.
That's kind of his strength all throughout the prelims. He didn't make a lot of mistakes there. He was really strong. That earns him a 72. That's big.
That'll bring his total to 192 points, sitting him in second behind Ross Todd. We'll take a look at that dive again. One of the things I like to look at is just how much that board moves. It shows you the leg power of these divers, and just that's where they get that momentum to get so high up.
They're really generating a lot of force there. It's a thing of beauty.
Just little things, you know. You obviously watch the dive, but it's really an interesting thing to watch that board move.
Oh, look at
Wow.
See how that board moved?
Duncan. This crowd is coming alive after that performance. He has a total of 136.5, and that is bound to go up by a pretty substantial amount.
A 94.5. Wow.
See the difficulty, 3.5. That's going to be huge as he moves into first with 231 points.
The atmosphere here is taking a next level, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You hear that? You can see that Purdue contingent right by poolside. I didn't see it as we watch the replay here. Look at how high up he gets. That's an almost perfect entry into the pool.
There's Ashby. That splash might hurt him a little bit there.
A solid dive there. Nothing too flashy. Degree difficulty only 2.8. I think you're right. That splash does hurt him. 39.2.
Butler ready on the board here.
See how he does that little towel twist. It's going his good luck chart. He's doing it all throughout the prelims and got him this far.
As he gets ready to perform his dive, he's had a difficulty of 3 on his dive. The 2.5 somersault pipe.
A little so-so on the finish. Again, really good airtime. The degree of difficulty is strong. And it's 46.50. Yeah, I think that finish kind of hurt him at the end there, going this way a little bit.
That'll bring his score to 233.3. And he's sitting in the lead still. But Gregory Duncan is knocking on the door with 231, right behind Butler.
He only has a 2-point lead, and Duncan has yet to go this round.
Wow. Ooh. Judge, you gonna like that one.
Yes, they are. Joseph Canova, he has the ability to make those kind of dives. Like there's a little smile there. Oh yeah, 86.7.
Highest score by a judge of 9, lowest 7.5, and that's going to move him very nicely on the leaderboard.
Big time.
Michaela, you mentioned the energy here. Maury Gold, every time he steps up, you just hear this crowd come alive. Shows you just the importance of the home aquatic center advantage the Hoosiers have here today.
Yeah, definitely. Goes from silence to big cheers.
A little bit quieter though that time. That was not the best finish, and Gold knows it too.
You can see where his legs hit the water there.
That was a tough one.
number 4 for Jacob Fielding. Difficulty of 3.5. His total 188 points. Point 3.
I was out taking a walk, so I wasn't aware that the swim meet ended. But now that I'm back at my apartment and I know that it is ended, I will end this live stream. Okay, I'm going to click on finish event now. For more sports streams and gymnastics streams and Rescue 911 streams and Flipper streams, hit the big red button and subscribe. Peace out, YouTube. Finish event.